So I'm gonna just go ahead and start the class. So I want you to pick up your towel and then bring yourself up. Actually, you could do this sitting down if you wanted to. You don't necessarily need to stand up. So if you're sat down and you want to chill for a moment, you can do that. But if you're standing up, then go ahead and stand up. And I just want you to get your towel around you, and you're going to place it so that it's just around the bottom of the ribs here, but you can feel the ribs on the towel, or feel the towel on the ribs. I'm just going to cross it over at the front and just hold it down like this, so that you've got just a little bit of tension on that towel, not too much. And then just want you to take some really big breaths in and out. And as you're breathing, just breathing down into the towel. Really nice. Big breath in and big breath out. So you're getting that feeling of just gently breathing really wide into the back and sides of the ribs in the towel. Take the breath down to the lower lobes of the lungs and just breathe it out. I want to think a little bit about abdominal connection as well today. So let's think about the tummy muscles in this area and in this area. So the abdominals go all the way up and practically all the way around. So as we're doing our exhaling breathing, I want you to get that feeling of narrowing across the rib cage but stay really tall in the spine, and also getting that feeling of narrowing gently across the hips and under the bottom and a little bit into those sit bones. So your sit bones are the ones we sit on, so when you sit down it's the bony bit under your bottom here. So let's do a couple more breaths, and this time I want you to get that feeling of just gently wrapping yourself up in your abdominal muscles, but stay really tall in your spine for me. So go ahead and just take another couple of big breaths wide and deep into the towel. Big breaths in for me, and big breaths out. Really nice. And again, breathing wide and deep. And as you blow the air, I want you to feel that gentle connection into your sit bones, hip bones and bottom ribs. So we're feeling the abdominals wrapping around you. Let's just do 3 more in a row, just really finding that tummy connection. Breathing in wide. And as you breathe out, feel the tummy muscles melting away from the towel and stay tall. Keep the collarbones open. And again, breathing wide and deep. And blowing the air out and feeling those ribs wrapping around you. Feel the tummy muscles pulling away from the towel and feel yourself grow taller. We're going to do that one more time. Big breath in, big breath out and connect. So let's just roll those shoulders, because with a lot of work on the towel today, you're going to feel a little bit more work in your arms. So it really ties in a nice bit of upper body and lower body work together. So let's just give those shoulders a good old roll. Just rolling them around, moving them. It's going to be moving the arms quite a lot and using them. Lovely. So the next little bit here we're going to do is just take those legs a little bit wider for me. I'm going to go ahead and hold the towel in front of you like this. And again, not too wide with the towel about there. And I've got my weight sort of evenly distributed here. And I'm just going to have a little stretch around. Any old breath you want, just as long as we're breathing. Nice big breaths in through the nose and out through pursed lips if you want to do your Pilates breath. And we can add a little bit of a shift here, look. So we can start to rotate a little bit more, adding a little bit more spinal and hip rotation. Let the head turn. We're just being quite gentle. And still breathing, really big breaths in and really big breaths out. And at the moment, it's quite a soft, gentle stretch here. Just moving around, mobilising the spine. Now, if you want to, you can reach and stretch. Bring it back. Reach and stretch. So I'm going to use an inhale here and then bring it back. And an inhale and bring it back. And I'm just going to do that 2 more times. So we just get a little bit more reach and a little bit more reach here and bring it back. So if I'm shouting out a breath and I'm saying inhaling or exhaling, don't panic, it really doesn't matter. Just as long as you're breathing is a good thing. So we're just going to keep that breath flowing as much as you can, and I'm going to shout a breath out just to help you, and if you can get that breath pattern, it just helps you connect a little bit better with the core muscles. So what we're going to work on now is a little bit of a lateral stretch. I really love this one. So again, we're going to have the legs not too wide apart, not too close together. So I'm going to stand back so you can see me with my arms. I'm going to take a big breath in and reach the towel up above your head, if that's available to you. If not, just hold it slightly forwards. As you blow the air out, I want you to sort of anchor down the opposite leg. So I'm stretching over to my left, and I'm anchoring into my right foot. And then I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to release that off and give the shoulders a little shrug. So I'm going to do that again. Big breath in, up. Exhale, as I stretch over to my right, I'm going to anchor with my left foot, and I'm really getting this lovely openness through my sides here. Big breath in to come up, and I'm going to release that down. So we're just going to do that a few more times, release the shoulders. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, as you lengthen over, you want to anchor with the outside foot. I'm going to stretch over. I'm going to breathe in, reach tall up, and release that down. And again, inhale, reach tall for me. As you exhale, lengthen up and over, we're getting a little bit more stretch here. Lovely big breath. In and low. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, anchor with your leg, stretch over and lengthen the arms away from you. Big breath in to come up, release it down. 1 more, inhale. Exhale over. We're going to melt those ribs in just a little bit, take a bit more stretch. Try and keep the head between the arms if you can. Into the middle and release that off. Little roll of the shoulders. We're just going to do another little opening chest stretch here. So again, we're going to grab the towel just where we had it, lift up, and then just a little stretch behind you, not too much. Come in, lower down. Now with this next one, we're going to bend the elbows. So we come up, big breath in, float the breastbone up, bend the elbows, and we just get this lovely chest stretch. Reach up, lower down. So we're going to alternate. So we're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, we stretch and the arms go back as far as it feels comfortable. Please don't do this if it hurts. Just don't. Just stay with the head here. Lower it down. So your next one is an inhale up. And then if you want to, we're going to bend those elbows. Exhale, float the breastbone forwards. And I'm still got a little bit of connection in my tummy muscles to support my back. Lifting up and lowering down. And we're just going to do that combo 1 more time. So you're going to go ahead and reach up for me. And stretch it back. Little stretch, only as far as it feels comfortable. Lift up tall, reach it down. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, open up the chest, little chest lift, breastbone lifts up to the ceiling. And release and shrug it out. So we're going to do some calf stretching now. So remember when we did the calf stretch last week if you were here? It's really important that you try and angle those feet forwards and the energy is going down through my heel. So as I step on this leg, I'm really putting energy into this back foot here. So grab your towel again, we're here. Big breath in. As you exhale, we step forwards and I'm shifting my pelvis and I'm really connecting. I'm feeling my hip bones draw in, I'm feeling my rib cage melt down so I can feel those abdominals support me. And I'm taking an extra stretch and that just gives me a little bit more stretch through my whole body and my calf. And I'm coming up. And I'm going to do this other one slowly as well, so you can see. Nice big stretch up, hold. And then coming back. And now we're going to just pick up the pace for a few more goes. So it's exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale, we return. Exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale, we return. Exhale, push through that heel, lovely reach and stretch. And return. Reach and lengthen. And come back. Please remember to breathe. Nice big exhale if you can. In. And last one. And bringing it back. And again, just releasing off the shoulders because we've done some overhead work there. Nice. So this next one can be a little bit wobbly. So I hope you're feeling like you can balance today. Now, if you know you're wobbly and you're not good at balances, I would suggest you put the towel down and perhaps do this with your hand on a wall or something very solid and firm to help you balance. So grab your towel, same thing, just about here. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what's going on here. So I'm going to take a big breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to float my knee up and hold the towel in front of me. We're going to inhale, stretch for 3. Exhale, pull it back. 2. Exhale, pull it back. 1, hold it here, big stretch. This is the wobbly bit. Exhale, reach, 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 reach as far as you can go. And then come back and release. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So, give yourself a moment. I want you to really get energy down through this standing foot. So you want to feel your big toe, your little toe, your heel. Press into the foot and activate your bottom muscles as well. And then lift that knee up with an exhale. Big breath in. Stretch for 3. Bring it back. Inhale. Stretch for 2. We're going to bring it back. 1 more. Here's the wobbly bit. Exhale, reach. And inhale in and down. So we're going to do that just 1 more time on each side. Little roll of the shoulders, plant the feet. Remember, energy down into those feet. Activate the thighs and the bottom. Ready to go. Exhale, we lift up. Inhale, lengthen 3. 2. 1 more. Hold it. Stay there. Lovely big exhale coming now. Come on in and down. 1 last one. Okay, give yourself a moment. Make sure the feet, lots of energy into the feet, lots of energy up through the ears. We want this opposition through the body to keep you nice and tall. Ready? Exhale. In. For 3. 2. 1. Okay, we're going to hold it and lengthen. Come back in. Whew. And that's the wobbly one done. Well done, everybody. So do you know what? We're just going to do a little bit of lunges and squats now. Again, just still warming up the whole of the body. So with our squat, again, we're just holding the towel. We are going to be doing more exciting stuff with the towel later, I promise. So what we're going to do here is just do a hip distance squat. So we're going to go inhale. Exhale, power through the feet. Now I'm going to get you to go wide here, really wide. And down again, inhale. Power up through those feet. Feel your bottom and your thighs connect. We're going to step in again. Inhale here. And exhale, press. Going to go wide again. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Now when you do your squat, I'm just going to go this way so you can see me. When we squat, remember, this is my narrow squat. We're going to keep those knees and ankles lined up. So I'm really sticking my butt out as much as I can. And then as I go wide again, nice big wide stretch. Inhale. Toes are all forwards. Head and chest is lifted up. Power through the feet. Step back in. So just going to do a couple more of these. Inhale here. Exhale, power up. And again, go wide. Press through the feet. Feel your bum cheeks shrink up. We're just really lengthening tall. I'm going to do 1 more set. Inhale to go down into your narrow leg squat. Exhale, power up. Lovely. We're going to go wide. Inhale. And up. And then take a breather. So with this next little bit, for people who don't like lunging, which is a few people with knee issues and hip issues, you don't need to do a lunge. You can just do a little step. So here's your alternate exercise. As you step forwards, we're exhaling. Now I've stepped on my right leg, so I'm just going to turn to my right. Then I'm going to come in and back. And let's try that on the side. So we step, I'm stepping with my left leg, arms come up. I'm going to rotate to my left. So it's very similar to the calf stretch, but I'm adding a little bit more to that. Now if you want to lunge, you're going to go into that nice deep lunge. So this time, those of you who want to step, step. Those of you who want to lunge, come and lunge with me. So we're going to exhale, step. I'm on my right leg now, I'm turning to my right. Then I'm going to inhale, I'm going to power back. Exhale, stepping on my left, I'm turning to my left. Come on in and power back. So it's exhale, turn, inhale and back. So it's kind of a long exhale and a long inhale. In and back, out. So I'm on my right foot, I'm turning to my right. Come in, power back. And again, with your left, turn to your left, Bring it in, power back. We're just going to do 2 more. Nice big exhale. Take it round. Bring it in, bring it back. Press and reach into that towel. Pull the arms apart, come in and back. And take a little breather there. So just releasing the shoulders. Now, what I want you to work on is a little bit more stretch. I'm just going to pop the towel down, so this is the only exercise that we don't do with the towel. And this is your plank pikes, because I love plank pikes. So here we go. Step at the back of your mat. Big breath in. I'm going to have a little roll down and a dangle. So bend your knees for me. We're going to just drop the tailbone to the floor, scoop in the abs. You've got lots of support. Let's let the head and shoulders hang. Shake it around. Feels good. And take a big breath in here. Press into your feet. Roll. Use your bum. Use your core muscles. So we're zipping those abs in and we're peeling up bone by bone, kind of like a rag doll, and then release those shoulders. So this time we're going to roll down, have a little dangle, but then we're going to walk forwards into our plank. So big breath in. Exhale to nod the chin. Remember, we're going to tuck that tail under and bend your knees. I want you to peel through gently, gently, gently. Down we go. Bend the knees, place the hands on the floor. Walk the hands forwards. Now, if you don't want to do a plank, all you need to do is just put those knees straight back down and take a breather. If you're planking, let's do it. So reaching the heels back, reaching the ears forwards, and we're creating lots of opposition through the body. Draw the abs in, tighten your bum and cheeks. Everything's working. Nothing's lazy on a plank. Then, bums up to the sky, everyone. So you're on the floor, let's join us up here. Send the sit bones up. We're just going to walk it out. Big breaths in and out. So I'm bending one knee, then the other one. And I want to keep my tailbone quite high, but I've got really open collarbones. I've got quite a lot of space across the front of my chest here. So I'm going to pause it here, take a big breath in. Now, if you want to take a breather, we go knees down, take a break straight away. If you're planking, plank with me here. So we're going to reach those heels back, lift the core muscles in as much as you can, ears are forwards, bum and tum are working hard. Then back again. So we're just going to do a few more. Now remember, if you want to take a break anytime, knees down, take a breather. Inhale. Exhale, reach forwards. Hold it to breathe in. And then we're going to send it back again. Big breath in here. Big stretch for me, tailbone really high. Gently bring it forwards. And I'm drawing my shoulders back and I'm really lifting in under my rib cage. So I'm drawing those abs in as tight as I can. And then lengthening back. Last one, reach it forwards. We're going to hold it here, take a big breath in. And then everybody knees down. And here's your break. We're just going to ease the weight off the hands. Take a little breather. Scoop the abs in round the back. Come on up. Well done. Okay. Now I want to grab the towel again. So go grab your towel. And we're not going to hold it too far apart for this one. I'm going about here. And we're in a 4-point kneeling position. Maybe I'm going to give myself a little bit more actually. So about there. You can have a play with this one to see what feels best. So we're going to do a little bit of a rotation. So what you're going to do is try and get this 4-point kneeling position. Now when we're on hands and knees, we're not going to let the body go all saggy and baggy. So I want you to lift up into your core muscles. So we're actually drawing those ribs together. You're actually going to feel your armpits turn on. So actually got a bit of resistance into those arms. I'm pushing down away from the mat, but I'm really stretching my spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, draw the abs in tight so we've got support. Now, we're going to inhale, bend the elbow, we get a little stretch and rotate. This feels quite nice. And exhale, bring it back. Other side, breathing in. Pull the elbow back and we get a little stretch, bring it back. So we're using our core muscles to rotate and our spinal muscles, but I want you to reach your ears long and reach your tail long, so that as you're moving, big breath in, we're still keeping that really long line through the spine. We're just going to do a couple more each side. Inhaling here. I'm going to roll that shoulder back. Bring it down. Try it on the other side. So as you do, you're coming up with your inhale. You're going to roll the shoulder back and keep reaching your ears and your bum in opposite directions. One more each side. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more big breath in. Big breath out. And here's a little break. Okay, good. From here, we're just going to go straight into a little bit of hip roll work. So you're going to lie on your back And for this one, I'd prefer that you didn't put a block under your head unless you really, really need to, because we're going to be rolling up onto the shoulders and you want to keep the neck really soft. So just hold on to the towel again. So I'm here on my back and I'm going to start with my towel lengthened forwards. Check you can see. Yeah, we can see. As you exhale to roll up, you're just going to articulate through the spine. But before we do that, we're just going to check that the knees are lined up with the hips. We can feel the feet, so you're giving the toes a wiggle. And we're lengthening the ears and the sit bones away. Ideally, you're in neutral spine, so that means that you've got a little tiny bit of lumbar arch here. You're not scooped or pushed into the mat. And we've got this long feeling. So now we're ready to go. Inhale. As you exhale, press firmly into the feet, and I'm really scooping my abs in now. I'm going to shrink my bum cheeks up, pushing into my feet so my legs are very active, but I'm still using my core. Up I go, and I'm not going too high, so I'm not going to go right up onto my neck. I want to keep it quite low, but my bum's still working hard. Big breath in here and stretch. This feels nice. Now as you exhale, we're going to roll down and stretch and lengthen the bottom away from the fingers. And then we regroup with the towel and come forwards again. Sometimes your feet might slip forwards a little bit on this one. So we can regroup. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we're rolling up. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the towel behind. Go ahead and articulate down. We're going to peel through the spine. And then bring that towel back. So we're actually giving the arms a little tug into the towel. So you're getting a really nice stretch. And again, exhale to roll and peel up. Little tug into the towel, melt the shoulders away from the ears, and we're lengthening over. Then we're going to roll back down, regroup. Just one more here, so I'm breathing in to prepare. I'm exhaling to roll up. Lots of bottom and thigh work, using my core as well. Inhale, here's my stretch. And exhale to roll down. Good, so we're going to do another one that's a little bit more emphasis on your bottom. So that was more sort of taking a stretch. So lasso your knees. Towel's going to go around your knees now. And I'm going to hold my towel this way around. So I'm going to have my fingertips up and I'm grabbing like this. And it's just a little bit better for your wrists there. So plant the feet on the floor again. And you can have your elbows on the mat with this one if you want to. And we're just going to hinge up now, so I'm not rolling, I'm just going to really hinge my bum up. So as I exhale, I'm pushing firmly into my feet, especially my big toes and my heels, and I'm going to shrink my bum. So I'm going to bring it down. And again, bring it down. Really use your bum as much as you can. Bring it down. As you're doing that, I want you to feel the abs pull in the opposite direction. So as your bum goes up, I want you to pull the abs down. Do that 2 more times. So we're coming up, bring it down. Bum goes up, abs come down. Bring it down. Now I'm going to go up, we're going to add a few pulses just to get that bum working. So up you go, release a little bit. 6 little pulses, use your bum cheeks, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. You should have felt those glutes working then. Give your knees a hug, maybe roll them around. Or even if you don't want to do the hugs, you can just do knees side to side. Okay, now, the next little thing here is we're going to work on our tummy muscles. So with your ab prep, again, we're going to be in neutral spine. And the first one, we're going to start off like really gentle. So for those of you who don't want, excuse me, those of you who don't want to do too much tummy work today, you can sort of default back to this exercise that we're doing now. If we're doing an exercise that you think, oh, I don't really like that, you can try this one. So the towel is going to go around my head like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to really support my head as gently as I can. So I'm not actually pulling on the towel an awful lot. I'm cradling my head like a little baby and I'm being very gentle with my neck. So just have a little look at this and then you guys can join in. So we're in neutral spine again. Think of lying on train tracks. Shoulders, hips, knees. You've got, a little bit of lumbar arch, but we've got that gentle wrapping in of the abdominals. The arms are holding like this. And remember, we're being super gentle. Okay, use your exhale to glide your rib cage down and forwards towards the thighs. and then come back. And we're exhaling, super gentle, and come back. Now I'm just going to hold with one hand so you can see. As I'm exhaling, I'm really drawing the ribs in, but I'm keeping my pelvis as level as I can. So I'm not tucking and crunching. I'm being quite gentle, but it's quite a firm connection here. So exhale and slide the rib cage in and down. Keep lengthening the front of your bottom away from you, and you're going to try and keep that lumbar arch. Just 2 more here. Exhale, gently sliding down. Bring it back. And again. Bring it back. Okay, so here we go with the next level. You can hang out and just do that gentle one. We're going to do some more here. We're adding another leg in. So this time the towel goes behind your knee. And again, we're going to hold it here. Now I want the leg to be about tabletop positions. That's kind of 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee. And I'm going to start with my arms quite wide like this. I'm going to add a little biceps curl. So my other foot's firmly planted on the floor and I'm still in neutral pelvis. As you exhale, same glide with the ribs. Curl in. Bring it back down. 5 more. 5. 4. 3. Don't forget to tuck that chin in a little bit before you start for 2. And 1. So we need to do the other leg. Let's go ahead and wrap around the other leg. And give the shoulders a shrug, have a wriggle, make sure you're still in neutral pelvis, and away we go. For 6. And I'm opening up my arms here, so I'm opening the arms out as I come down. And I'm closing them in as I come up. 5. And remember, I'm still in neutral pelvis, and I'm still sliding those ribs in. For 4. I want you to maybe start that exhale just a little bit before you come up. So it's quite a firm exhale. Really getting that feeling of drawing the rib cage down. I'm going to do one more. I've actually lost count, but let's just keep going. There we go. I'm sure that's 6. So then the next thing we're going to work on is actually placing the, no we're not, we're doing that later, holding on to the towel, and I'm going to come up this time and just place the towel towards my knees. So because I'm doing a bigger range of motion with my towel now, there's a little bit more work for the abs, just a little bit. Now we can increase that with a leg lift. Use your exhale, and we're going to alternate. Here we go. 4 more for 4. 3. 2. 1. Now you can hang out here and you can do a few more. You can take a breather for those of you who want to go for it today. You can lift both legs up, and we're going to add a little bit more. So as we exhale, bring it in. 4 more for 4. And I'm really drawing my ribs in and down now. So I'm feeling those abdominals draw gently towards my spine, not crunching but wrapping. Last one. And reach. And give those knees a hug. Well done. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit of stretching now with your hamstrings. And this little hamstring stretch series, again, we did a little bit of it in the last episode of the class. We're going to do a little bit more today. So, first of all, I'm going to start on my left leg here. Now, hamstrings and backs can be tight. So, actually, what I want you to do is grab your pillow or your block, and let's get a little bit of support for the head. Because if you've got really tight hamstrings, it will pull into your lower back and everything. So supporting the head is going to give you a much nicer experience to stretch. So again, I'm going to have my grip this way up. And I'm going to just make sure that I'm kind of lined up here. And ideally as neutral pelvis as you can. If you can feel that you can get a bit more stretch, you can lengthen this leg out, but that's only if it's available to you. If you do have a sore back today, just remember you probably need to keep this other knee bent. So here we go, up for 4. Exhaling, reach, bring it in. 3, bring it in, 2, and 1. Nice big stretch. Good. Now I'm just going to hold that with your other hand, if you can. I'm going to anchor my hip down with this hand. So I'm just placing the hand on my bony bit here. And I'm going to draw the leg slightly across the midline. Now this is quite a big stretch, and you're going to feel it all the way through the back of the leg, all the way up. You might even get a little bit of tingling in your toes. If you're getting a lot of tingling, ease off the stretch and just take a break, because that means you've just maybe pressed onto your nerve. But this stretch feels really good. We're just taking it slightly over. Let's just do one more. Nice big exhale, just drawing the leg slightly across the midline of the body. It feels kind of, it's one of those ones that's kind of nasty but nice. Now we're going to go the other way. I want you to then anchor with your other hand. This hand comes out and it gets lovely in a thigh stretch, and bringing it up. Now I do appreciate that not everyone's leg goes that far, so just only stretch as far as you feel comfortable. I quite like having a big stretch here. And I just want you to be aware that we're going to really anchor into this hip and try and keep the body straight and avoid everything rolling to one side. So you just, nice little stretch there, and bring it up. Now we're going to do a little bit of leg circling. So now we've had a little stretch either side. Again, holding with the grip up to support straightening into those wrists. And we're just going to do little circles for 4. Little breaths, 3. And again, at this point, if you want to take your other leg in, that's absolutely fine. If you want a little bit of support for that. As we circle, we're going to go the other way now. So let's circle the other way around for 4. I want you just to use a little bit of that core connection. So as you're circling around, you're feeling your abdominals, especially on your out breath. Good. Now this next one can be a little bit tricky, and again for those of you with sore backs, maybe just keep the other foot on the floor and do a little stretch like this. If you want to have a little go at this one, what you're going to do is scoop the abs in a little bit more for me, find that sit bone, hip bone, rib cage connection, bring the leg into tabletop. So I've just brought my other leg up off the floor here, and now I'm stretching it to the ceiling. So what I'm going to do is a little extra work. I'm just getting a bit of a scissor stretch here. And I'm just really gently drawing in and getting a little bit more length in that hamstring. But I'm being super gentle. Try not to tug in too hard. And take a breather. We've got one more. So I was just working on my left leg here, okay? So if you're working on your left leg, do what I'm doing. If you're working on your right, just flip it around. So I'm going to bend my left leg and it goes across onto my right knee. My towel now goes around behind my right thigh, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a glute stretch here. So again, lots of support with the pillow because glutes can be quite tight and it might pull into your back. So I'm just going to float that up a little bit. I've got loads of support with my towel, and I'm just going to really gently roll that in. Super gentle again. Now for some people today, this might not be a nice place to be. Even just here might be enough. So take it easy and do what feels good. And I'm going to do 2 more here, just really gently. And 1. Then I'm just going to really gently again release the towel. This is going to roll all the way over to my right side. So remember, this was my left leg and I'm rolling to my right. If you were doing your right leg, you're going to roll to your left. And then I'm just going to turn away and look at my left hand here. I'm just letting my hand rest on my thigh. Again, if this is feeling uncomfortable, please come out of it straight away. We're just going to take a really big breath in and out here. And release. All right, so we're going to do that all on the other side. So now I am on my right leg. The towel goes over my foot. Remember, sore backs, bent knees. If you're okay, stretch your leg out. And we've got the hands in this position to support and keep the wrists straight. So we're going up for 4. 3. Nice big exhale. Stretch up 2. And 1. So I'm now going to hold with this hand. My spare hand here goes on my hip, And I'm just going to take a little gentle stretch across the midline of my body. I'm not actually moving that far, and I'm really focusing. Leg comes across the body a little bit. Let's just do one more of those. I'm focusing on keeping my bottom really heavy. And I'm using that gentle abdominal connection to stabilise me. Now let's take that out. So again, this spare hand here is going to come onto the hip to stabilise. Or just gentle pressure down as that leg comes out. Lovely big stretch. Bring it in. Let's do 3 more. And again, we've just got this little bit of anchor here. Shoulders nice and relaxed. You've got lots of support with that towel. 1 more. Great work. Little leg circles then. So again, if you're feeling a little bit tight and sore, you can bring this knee back in or keep it in. If you've got the ability to stretch, go ahead and keep those legs straight. Little circles. 2, 3, 4. Let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring my other leg into tabletop position. So take a moment, find your exhale and gently draw in and wrap those abdominals around you. The leg comes in. Then it goes up and we're having this extra little stretch. So we're just going to do 2 gentle stretches here. Then it comes in. And stretch. And in. Just a couple more, little gentle stretch. And gently. And release. So we're going to do the glute stretch on this side. I was stretching with my right leg. So my right leg now comes across my left knee and the towel goes behind my left leg because that's the one that needs the support. The right leg is the one that's having the stretch. So here we go. Here's my towel. I'm holding it with my palms facing in towards each other. And again, if you're feeling super tight, you can just leave it here. You don't have to lift the leg off the floor. If you want to go for it, here we go. We pull in. Nice big stretch. And really gentle though. You don't want to go too crazy here because sometimes it can feel really tight in those glutes. But this is a really lovely glute stretch here. We're just going to do 1 more. That goes down. So now I'm going to release the towel. So my leg now rolls over to my left and I'm going to do it really slowly and gently. So I'm just really careful that nothing's getting pulled more than it needs to. Turn away to your right and we're going to hang out here and take the biggest breath you can. And then gently release that off. Good work. Okay, so you can keep the pillow here if you want to, because we're going to do some side leg work now. So just want to work a little bit on your side leg. No, I'm going to do that later. We're going to do climbing a tree. So a little bit more core. So ditch the pillow or you can keep it there if you want to. I'm going to do a little bit more abs. So what I want you to do is hook the towel around one of your feet like this. And now the other leg is going to be away from you but not flat. It's a little bit bent here and it's not too close, it's kind of stretched out. So we're going to inhale, start to nod the chin. As you exhale, we're going to flex up, gently press into that foot and scoop the abs in, and we're coming into this sit position. As you breathe in, wait, here we go, a little bit more hamstring stretching, and release that down. We're going to exhale, curl the tailbone under, draw those abs in time, and slowly controlling that return. I'm going to do that 3 more times. In. Exhale, come up. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. We're going to control this return. Inhale. Exhale, press your foot into the towel. Draw those abs in. Reach with your inhale, lengthen your spine and keep those collarbones wide. Bend it in. Articulate that down for me. Inhale. Exhale, press. Lengthen, and we're keeping the shoulders away from the ears. So we're getting a nice long spine. Bend the knee in, roll it down. Last one, inhale to nod the chin. We're going to gently push that foot. Draw the abs backwards, really melting those tummy muscles in. Lift long with your inhale and exhale to control that down. Other foot. Here we go, same thing. We're going to stretch this foot away. It's not straight, it's not in, it's kind of there. Inhale to nod your chin. Exhale, here we go, forward. Press. Inhale, we're going to lengthen up. Bend and bring it back down. Little nod of the chin. Press. Lengthen. Inhale. And control it down. In. Over. Reach. Lengthen. And gently back. We've just got one last one. Inhale to nod the chin. Exhale. Press. Scoop those abs. Reach the leg away. Inhale. Lengthen. Tall. And exhale to control it back down. Now, if you want to take a little breather, you can. If you want to have a go at the next one, this is 2 legs doing the same exercise. It's more like a teaser exercise. So you can stick with the one leg and do a couple more one legs if you want, or just chill for a moment. And we're just going to do 4 little teasers here. So again, with this is a lot more abdominal connection, a little bit more balance. Away we go. We inhale to start. The breath is the same. Exhale to press. Inhale to lengthen if it's available to you. Stretch those arms up. And we're going to roll that all the way back with your exhale. So we're going to inhale, start to nod. We're going to drop the chin in a little bit. Exhale, deep abdominal connection. Push firmly into the feet. Shrink your bottom into your pants a little bit. Lift up tall with a big breath in. And control it down. Lots of exhaling here. Down we go. Inhale, start to nod the chin. Exhale, press. Inhale, lengthen. And control it back. Lots of control. One more. In. Up, press, scoop, connect and reach, big breath in and controlling it down, and you have done your teaser. Well done you. Okay, now going to do a tiny little bit more tummy before we move on, just in case we haven't done enough. And I'm going to cross over one knee. My towel now loops behind that crossed over leg. I'm going to hold it in one hand here. My spare hand is now going behind my head, and I'm just going to do a little bit of oblique connection here. So nice, this foot's nice and firmly on the floor, and I'm still in my neutral, which means I've got a little bit of lumbar arch. Again, with the rib slide thing, as I come up, I'm sliding those ribs in and down. Up we go for 5, 4, and I'm really pulling in on this towel. 3, reach that elbow to the ceiling. So the elbow isn't going to your knee, it's going up to the ceiling. 2, 1. Just a little quickie here. We're going to go straight onto your other side. So I put one leg across the knee. The towel now goes behind this crossed leg, and I'm holding it in one hand here. The other hand, my free hand, goes behind my head, and I'm lengthening my ears and my sit bones away and creating a long line before I start. Exhale up for 5. Think of the elbow going towards the ceiling. 4. I'm really sliding my rib cage in and down, but trying to keep that long posture with my lower body. 2, 1 more. Or it could have been 2. Let's do another one just for the hell of it. Let's go up again. There we go. And take a breather. Good, so now it is time for side leg work. So firstly, we're going to wrap this towel just over the side of the foot. And again, if you want to, you can bring your pillow back, or if you've been using your pillow, keep hold of it. Or you can use an arm, whatever feels good. So lying on your side here, move back a bit. And with the first one, you need to sort of hold towards the end of the towel. Now, if your towel isn't long enough, don't worry. Just maybe do this first one without your towel, and then we can come back to it. So I've got my bottom knee bent, look, so I've got about 90 degrees on this knee, and I've just got lots of support with this lower leg. I'm stretching my spine in a long line. I'm actually creating space into this top rib. So I'm just drawing my bottom ribs up and opening up this area here. I've got lots of support from my towel. And now, sorry, my pillow, and now I'm going to pick my towel up here. So lengthening away, I'm just going to do little leg circles, just really small, for 4, 3, 2, 1. other way for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to slide this towel up and that goes behind my thigh. And again, I'm just going to hold that in one hand and I've got this sort of my elbow like this here. As I lift up, I'm being quite gentle, but I want to get as big a stretch as I can from my hip to my toe. So I've got a lot of opposition. My glutes and my thigh muscles are pulling this leg back towards me, but my foot's trying to reach away as much as I can. So I'm going to exhale up, nice big stretch. And 3. And 2. And 1. Feels quite nice. Now I'm going to bend this knee in and I'm going to do a little bend and stretch. So I'm going to push now and I really want to feel my glutes. So as I push back, I'm going to push away from me, straighten that leg, and I'm really using my bottom. Bend it into 90 degrees and push it right back. Good. So from here, we've got those knees almost together, not quite. We're going to do a little clam exercise. So we're going to rotate, pull it up. And 2, really working those glutes. And 3, and 4. Now from here, we're going to do an extra stretch. Reach up, flex the toes in and lengthen the leg away. So we're going to bend this knee in. We're going to roll it up. We're going to reach, we're going to stretch and lengthen away. Bend in, roll up, lengthen and lower. Bend in, roll up, lengthen and lower. Nice. So we're going to do that all on the other side. So swing yourself around and we start with the foot in the towel to start off with. Bring your pillow with you. Make sure you've got lots of support. And we're lying in this nice long line. So remember, I want you to get that feeling of opposition from your head to your foot. We're creating as much space as you can through your ribs, and you're going to be holding right at the end of the towel. And like I've said, if your towel isn't long enough, don't worry, just pick it up after and do this one without your towel. So we're just doing little circles forwards for 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now slide that towel in, goes behind the thigh. We're going to stretch that leg away and we'll just gently up for 4, 3, 2, and I'm really trying to keep this waistline nice and long as I can, and 1. Good, I'm going to bend that knee in, give it a bend. I'm going to do your bend and stretch, so you press away, reach. You've got a little bit of resistance with the towel here, so as you push with your thigh, you're really tightening into your bum cheeks as well. Press, really nice, and reach. 1 more. Good. Now, legs come together a little bit, and we're just going to do that clam. So we're just going to go up. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, stretch the leg if you can, reach it, curl the toes in, and lengthen, 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 lengthen. So we're going to bend the knee in, we rotate, we lift and stretch and lengthen that away. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Let's just do 1 more. In, bend it in, rotate, lift it up, and reach it away. Exhale. And relax. Good. Okay. Now, just going to flip you onto your hands and knees here. So the cushion goes away. And we want the towel behind the thighs. And then what you're going to do is put your hands on the towel like this. So you've got, I don't know if you can see, but I've got my hand flat and I'm just putting the heel of my hand on the towel and I've got this resistance in my legs. So I'm going to tuck my toes under and I'm going to really connect with those rib cage muscles. So I'm going to feel like my ribs are drawing in gently but creating a long line through my spine. So I'm in quite a long stretch. Knees are together, give them a little press in. Now as you exhale next, I want you to push into the ball of the foot. We're just going to lift those toes. Oh, I get this lovely resistance between the top and the bottom of the body. So you're actually really resisting your own stretch. So pull the shoulders back. As you press, the hands are pulling forwards, the hips are pulling back. We're going to inhale, stay, and exhale, lower down. And again, big breath in here. Press and lift. We're going to hold it and control it down. And I can really feel everything working, so I hope you can. I'm working my arms, working my core. I can feel my bum working, everything. Now, you can have a break or you can try the next little bit. We're going to do some leg lifts. So in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be picking my feet up one at a time and just lifting them off the floor with my knees lifted. So, shrug, shoulder shrug, abs connect, go ahead, breathing in. We're going to exhale, press up, hold it here. Away we go for 6, down, 5, lower, 4, lower, 3, lower, 2, lower, 1, lower. Here's your break. Well done. All right, now I'm just going to do a little bit more back strengthening work. So put your towel in front of you like this. I'm going to come lie down on the mat. I'm going to stretch into a long line. We're just going to do a little bit of chest work. So I'm really working into my upper mid-back muscles, but I don't want to feel my lower back working. So imagine an ice cube under your belly button, and I want you to use an exhale. I'm drawing the abs in, and it's got that feeling of keeping the abs lifted so that you're not letting the belly relax onto the floor here. The hands are about this far apart, so I've got about 90 degrees at my elbow here, and I've just got the arms and shoulders relaxed down a bit. And legs are about parallel, so about the same distance apart as your hip bones here. And we're just going to do a little stretch. Keep the ribs on the mat, inhale, start to roll the shoulders, exhale, float the breastbone up. A little breathe in. I'm going to melt it down. Inhale, shoulders. Exhale, lift and open. Hold it. And gently down. Now I'm really putting my abs in. So I'm going to inhale, roll my shoulders back. As I exhale, I'm lifting in with my tummy muscles at the same time. Inhale to hold it here. And exhale back down. One more. Breathing in. Roll the shoulders. Float the breastbone forwards. I want you to feel those abdominals connect. Stay here to breathe in. Control it back down. So we're just going to do a tiny little bit more. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my legs quite wide, and then I'm going to turn them outwards away from each other. So in lateral rotation. So literally my toes and my thighs are pointing outwards away from each other. So I can really feel my glutes connect now. And I'm going to go wider with my arms. And I'm going to pull into the towel, and I'm going to give a little bit of resistance into that towel. So as I exhale now, I'm pulling the towel apart, I'm floating the breastbone up, and I'm pushing into the floor. And I'm just getting a little bit more stretch, and then I'm going to come down. So I'm breathing in to prepare. And exhale, pull the towel apart, float the breastbone up. Inhale, a little stretch more. And exhale, we control that down. We're just going to do 2 more, breathing in 1. Exhale, the towel pulls apart. Lift and hold. And gently back down. We're going to do 1 more. Pull the towel apart. Float up, lift, tummy pulls in. Lean off that mat if you can. And gently back down. Okay, legs come back closer together. We're going to whip the towel over towards the bottom. And I'm going to hold with my palms now down facing the floor. So I've got an overhand grip on the towel. And I'm going to again give that towel a really big tug. We're going to do a little dart just for a count of 5. Nice big breath in. So we exhale, little dart come up. Shoulders pull back, and we keep the chin tucked in, and slowly down. Exhale to roll the shoulders back and in this long dart position. Keep the feet on the floor, but really pull those abs in for me. And then control it down. 3 more. Up you go for 3. Keep reaching. And gently lower. And again, 2. And reach long as you come back down. And 1 more. Keep that length for me as much as you can and controlling it down. So we're going to do an opposite arm, opposite leg lift. As you exhale now, you're going to be tugging into the towel on one side and the opposite foot's going to come up. Now what I want you to do is initiate that leg lift from your bum. So it's your bottom and your thigh that are initiating the lift and we're just lengthening away. So rather than trying to go too high, because that will pull into your lower back, you're creating length through your leg. Okay, here we go. Keep the head in neutral, shoulders pulled back and collarbones open and wide. And opposite arm, opposite leg, we're going to lift, ready, up we go. 10, 9, big exhale as you lift. 8, abs pull in tight. 7, keep reaching your ears and your sit bones away for 6. 5, tug that towel. 4, pull the shoulders back. 3, 2, 1, and here we go to take a little stretch. Push back towards your heels. Scoop the tummy in. A little breathe here. And then just gently rolling up for me. Now, this is one of my most favourite stretches next, just to finish off with. So, let's do this together. This feels fabulous. We're going to bring the knees together, and if you've got sore knees, just go ahead and put a pillow under your knees for me, okay? So you're going to breathe in to lift up tall. As you exhale, I'm going to start to turn and I'm going to scoop my tummy in and I'm just shifting my weight off the back of my sit bones here. And I'm going to round my back, get a lovely stretch through the side of the ribs and up. So this, we get a little stretch in your chondratans laborum, so it's your QL, and it's just a little bit of everything here in the side of the rib cage. It feels really nice. So we're inhaling here, a little bit of a turn, flex and over, and we're scooping and we're still lengthening to the side, and then coming up. And again, so we're coming over to the side here, and then we're just adding a little bit of rotation. And then coming up, so that feels really good. I'm going to do that again. So we come over to the side a little bit. We add the stretch and rotation, shift the weight, and come on up. I'm going to just do that one more time on each side. So come over to the side of it, reach up and out of the ribs, keep breathing out. Scoop the abs in, add that little bit of shift and a scoop, and then come in and out. And last one, gently over to the side, shift and scoop, round a little bit, and we get this lovely big stretch. And then coming up, and release those arms, good. Last little bit everyone, you've done ever so well staying with me throughout this. So grab your cushion to sit on, and we're just going to do a little bit of a seated side stretch here. So I'm going to go with knees crossed. You don't need to do that. You can do legs open, you can do legs straight, you can do whatever feels comfortable, okay? So this for me is a comfy position. And we're just going to hold onto the towel again. So have a wriggle and make sure you get that feeling of being nice and heavy on those sit bones. So we're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale now. I want you to pull into the bottom arm and reach into the top arm. Inhale in, mini break, up we go. Exhale over, you're going to pull into the bottom arm and reach into the top arm. Inhale in. One more each side, reach up. We're pulling into the bottom arm, reaching into the top arm. Lengthen your ears away from you. And coming back. And again, last little one here. Pull and pull, reach, reach, reach and stretch, lengthen. And come on back in. Exhale, flex over. Inhale, lift up and open. Exhale, flex over. Inhale, lift up. Bend the elbows, lift the breastbone and open. Exhale, flex over. Inhale, lift up, bend those elbows, stretch, and release. Well done, everybody. Give yourselves a clap. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed my little towel workout. I enjoyed doing it with you, and I'll see you again next week for another workout, but you'll have to watch this space to see what I'm working on next. So thanks very much, everyone, and bye.